In this video, I'm going to show you how to pause or freeze time in the Occupation game by White Paper Games. So we've got the window open up here and the game is paused. We already have Cheat Engine open. We're running as admin, we always do that. And we already have the correct process open, you can see here. So it's taken me quite a while to figure out how to do this, and probably the biggest challenge was actually finding the values for the time. Basically in this game it has a counter, and then every tick it calculates and then writes the hour, which we can see here is 14. In this case it's 1400 hours, which is 2 p.m. And then it does some more calculation, writes the minutes, which is 58 here, and it also has seconds. And so I tried many different things, searching 1458, searching the hours 258, searching the hours and minutes, searching the overall seconds, searching for unknown initial value, and going all value types. I've tried everything and eventually I got down to 4-byte values. So we'll start the search off here. The easiest one to find, because they are separated into hours, minutes, and seconds, we can't see the seconds. And if we start searching the hour, we're going to have to wait until the value changes, which is going to take a whole hour. So the easiest way to do this is to search for the minutes, which here is 58. So we'll start with 58, click first scan. And we've got 26,000 plus results here. We can try filter it out by clicking next scan. And we can see it's not really filtering out many addresses. It's sort of staying the same. So we'll go back in game and we'll let time advance just a little bit. We'll try it again, see if we can filter out some more. Not a whole lot, so we need this value to change to 59 minutes. So let's run it for a little bit. There we go. Now the minutes have changed to 59, so the value we will do for the next scan is 59. Click next scan. And now we have 3 addresses here, which is about right. So for the hours, the minutes, and the seconds, they each write to 3 different addresses with 3 different offsets, if that makes sense. And we'll get into that shortly. So we will add all 3 addresses because I already know that all of them are correct. And they all start with 3, 3, and you have a C for one of them. Now, if we try to change the value of these to say 0, 0, you're going to see that the time will revert back to normal. And that's because the instructions are constantly rewriting and calculating the time. So we need to change the instructions or the code and create our own script so that it writes our own custom value or instruction. So we're going to right click on any one of these. We're going to go find out what writes to this address and click on yes. This will attach the debugger to the current process. And basically we need the game to run in order for some instructions to populate. So we'll unpause the game. You can see we've got an instruction here. We let it run for about 2 seconds and you can see the count here. If we just run it again, you can see the count consistently changes each tick or second. Basically the assembly instruction is saying move whatever is in R8 into RBX. And if we stop this and close it, and we do this to the next one, you can see the exact same address and the exact same instruction runs. Now just quickly pay attention to this as well. You can see here for each of these addresses, if we go what's RBX, you can see here, so it's writing the same value into the address. Just remember that these addresses will keep changing when the game closes and opens, so we need to create a reliable cheat table that will work every time. And just to double check, we will find out what writes to the third address, and just notice the difference here in the ticks, or the count. So we're getting a lot more rapid updates here for the same instruction into that address. So we can select any one of them. Let's just clear this real quick. Find out what writes to the address. We get this instruction and we're going to add it to the code list. And before this colon here, make sure not to change anything after this colon or the colon itself. we're going to remove code and put our own instruction here. So we're going to go minutes. And we get this window popped up here. This instruction is consistent no matter how many times we close the game and reopen it. These will always be the same instructions. So let's double click the instructions, and that opens up the memory view. You can also bring it up here, but sometimes it might be at a random location. So we want to highlight and focus on the actual instruction that is writing the time itself, which is right here. So we know that this instruction is writing minutes or moving minutes into address. We can go 3 addresses. Okay, so this is basically an entire function all the way down to the return. And if we scroll up all the way up to here, that entire thing right there is an instruction. So what we can do is if we go to the very first one, right click it, go break and trace instructions, you'll get this window here. Make sure the following settings, they should be default, but if this is unticked, tick this box here, step over instead of single step, click OK, and now you will have this window here. The moment that we unpause the game, it will freeze a little bit because it's tracing each and every instruction, backtracing everything that happens within that instruction. So we unpause it and you can see already it's finding everything that runs and it unfreezes. And if we right click anywhere in here and go expand all, we can see just like in the memory view from here, the instruction starts here. So let's just put a comment here. Time function starts here. Basically, this is just confirming that from here all the way down to here, that's one function, and then it returns and it comes to this address. So if we double click that, it will take us to this function here. And then if we want to backtrace more, this is the way that you end up backtracing to the source of what you're trying to modify. In this case, we don't really need to. I just wanted to confirm that all of this was the correct function or the correct area of assembly code that we were looking at. So we have the instruction here, moving minutes into 3 addresses, and that would indicate that it's all sharing the same code with writing the hours and the minutes. So if we look at the pattern here, we've got this instruction writing into this address with the bracket. So if we slowly move up, we get to this one, which is move whatever is in R9 into R11 address. So if we just right click that and click on find out what address this instruction accesses, we're diagnosing if this means anything. So we'll unpause the game and you can see here that we've got 3 addresses, very similar to the first addresses that we found in our cheat table. C6DE1208, C6DE1204. So very similar. That means that that's an offset because the start of the address is the same. And you have the other addresses as well. 3D8B777C, 3D8B7780. Now remember that the type is 4 bytes, so we'll just select 4 bytes here, and you can see the value here is 14, which matches the hours. So we have 3 addresses for the hours as well. So we'll add these to the list just by double clicking. You can also right click and copy selected address to address list, however you want to do it. And we can stop and close this. So now we have the hours and we'll move that to the top. Actually, let's group them real quick, just so it's a bit more readable. So we've got the hours there. Add this to a new group. We've got the minutes and now the seconds. So we can confidently assume that this is moving hours into 3 addresses as well. Okay, do we have any more? We've got one here with, again, the brackets on the left side of the comma. So let's find out what address this instruction accesses. Let's unpause the game. And we're getting very similar results. If we go 4 bytes real quick. And we've seemed to have found the seconds. So when it goes to 59 and then 60, you should see it go to 1500 hours on the clock. And there we go. So we've got our other 3 addresses here, and we'll add them to the cheat table. Now notice one of them's a little bit off, but we'll still add it because it's the same the same addresses with different offsets. So essentially now we've got the hours, we've got the minutes, and we've got the seconds. So to make sure that this table is still running, or the script is, because remember these addresses won't be valid anymore when we restart the game or reload the chapter. Let's activate the scripts, and just remember that these addresses no longer work, so we can delete them. We only need the scripts that we created, because again, in our code list, if we go back to memory view, the same instruction runs each and every time. And look at that, because we ran the script before the time could even calculate anything, it's already set to 0, because it can't write anything to it. And everything still functions normally. So there you go, everything's still functioning normally. Our timer is frozen, and you can play the rest of the game investigating. You'll just have to untick these to continue the time, maybe set the hours, so that the game can continue to progress, which is supposed to be at 1600 hours. Was it 1500 hours? In an hour, you're supposed to have a meeting with Carla at 1600, yep. So you'll just have to unfreeze this, maybe set the value to 1600 or just before, and let the time continue. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it was useful, please let me know.